Guess who's back again. Oh wait, let me fix this. What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brain. Listen, I am a singer and y'all didn't even know. Vocals range, vocals in the range, okay? Insane in the membrane, insane. Good evening, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brave. I'm your host, Domo Jones. What up, though? How y'all living? Y'all good? Are y'all eating dinner? Are y'all working? Like, what y'all doing? Taking your dog out for a walk? What we doing though tonight? I mean, like, what we doing right now? I'm talking to you, and you talking to me. I hope so. I hope we gonna be talking together. You feel me? Listen, let's get into the introduction. Welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brave. I am so grateful that you guys are tuning in. I'm so grateful that you guys are contacting me, hitting me up. I'm so grateful that you guys are commenting. I'm just grateful for y'all. Like, because it's not about me. It's really not. I'm just grateful for y'all. I am an author, a disability confidence coach. I have a few little businesses on the side, but we're not talking about me though. I know how I get down. We ain't really sharing too much stuff about me though, because we gonna get into this next guest though. Okay, so y'all ready for the house rules? House rules are no profanity. We don't do that on this show. There's so many words. I mean, like, wow. Wow is one. There's so many words that we could use. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use them. You're welcome. Next up, no bashing of race, religion, gender, or politics. Why though? Like, we love around here. Around here, we love. And so pretty much because he from one blood he made all the nations, what we're gonna do is we pretty much family. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Auntie, I see you. Unc, I see your little two step. I see it. Cuzzo, I need that Kool-Aid. Thank you very much. Yeah, we love around here. This show is about the disabled community. It's called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people in the world that have a disability. All I want to let y'all know is we're a dope community, and there should always be one person in your group that has a disability because you want us. You want a us. You want an us. All I'm saying is we gonna do it big. Whenever you rock with us, just know it's about to be some major favor. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. Major favor. It is. This is one of the most important things I'm going to say tonight, and that is we do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. We do, cause he the main thing, bro. I don't know what y'all thought this was. He is the main, so we're gonna keep him the main, and we're gonna give him his credit because he got the clout. Like, my God is crazy amazing. And he could be your God too, is all I'm saying. Last but not least, the last rule, and I hope you guys have your good ear on because this is the second most important rule of tonight and all the episodes that I'm gonna ever say. This is the most important rule. This is the most important rule. The most important rule is this show is about the disabled community, right? But and it gets better. This show is the very first talk show, not podcast. This show is the very first talk show that has a hostess with a disability, comma, that interviews guests with disabilities, medical conditions, and essential caregivers. That is the only group of people that I interview. Lady O, sister, mother, evangelist, first lady, Oprah, I am coming to the house. Like, I am coming to the house, and all I want you to do is have fruit snacks in Arizona. Like, that's it. Because we have so much to talk about. Nice to meet you. We're going to do the introduction now. Because when I see you, when I pull up one time for the one time, we just going to just be talking. Like, that's it. That's all. Lady O, I'm coming for you. Then I'm going to hop across the street real quick to Tyler Perry, and then we're going to chop it up with red vines and like a Snapple because that's just how we gonna get down. I mean, I don't know what else we're talking about. You feel me? Those are the house rules. Y'all know I just have my VA energy, so I have a lot of energy right now. I mean, a lot. And we're about to get into the life of Domo. Okay, y'all. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm about to keep it a whole buck with y'all. I'm about to keep it 100 and probably 110 cents. I can't think of no more life of Domos, bro. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot every week to come up with a life of Domo. I can't think that much of the stuff that I've been through, and it's probably been a lot. Mom, are you on here? Can you help me? Cause, hey, thank you, mom. Hey, girl, hey, hey, girl, hey, okay, hey, girl, hey. I cannot think of no more life of Domos. Like, I am reaching and struggling. It's just too much for my brain to even ponder. Can I don't know if I want you to. I don't know if I want you to help me because I feel like you're gonna have me talk about the tortilla shells. My feet. Okay, let's talk about my feet. You know what? We're gonna talk about the protein. Okay, so I do have a life of Domo. So, um, I am weak in my right side. Everyone probably knows that by now. My right side is very weak. Muscle weakness, nerve damage, all that jazz, right? So, about we're gonna say 16, 15 years ago, my doctor told me that I need to start drinking protein. That's going to keep my muscles. I already have muscle weakness, but what the non weakness part that I do have, strengthen that, like keep that, right? So I was doing good. I mean, like amazing. And it came to a point to where I just kind of felt like I didn't need it, or I don't know. I don't even know at this point. I'm just winging it. And within the past like year, I felt my body just kind of like being very weak and fragile to the point to where I would injure my feet, and that's typical. Nevertheless, the healing process was longer than the average process that it would take to heal. And I'm like, man, like why am I injuring my feet so much? Like that's a lot. Hey grandma, I love you. And I was trying to figure out like what it is, and it wasn't even just my feet now. Now it was turning into like my body. I can't even like barely lift a toothbrush. My body was just weak for no reason, right? So, my mom and my dad and I were like, we were just kind of talking and casually talking, and we were talking about like juicing, natural fruit juices and all that stuff. So I was talking to the lady that owns the juicing company, and I was telling her, yo, my body is weak in the mug. Like, do you have any natural juices for this body of mine? And she was like, yo, you need protein, wheatgrass. And I was like, dang, 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 Tom, protein, what you doing? Why you not drinking your protein? Strange. You ain't gotta live like that. Golly. Girl, get that protein. So I started drinking protein. I started back drinking protein. And I started back. Girl, we're not gonna talk about those shells. We're not gonna talk about those shells. So I started back drinking my protein, and I am on day 7, and I can literally see the difference and feel the difference in what protein is doing for my body. It's amazing. Listen, listen to the doctor and listen to. I'm not hurting. Listen to the doctor and listen to your body. And also, I just want to shout out my parents because without them even mentioning the juicing, I wouldn't have known the click in the head protein, bro. Get your protein. So yeah, for those that like to slide by the things that we need for our bodies, especially if you have a disability, especially if you have a medical condition, and especially if it's in regards to muscles, do what the doctor told you. They know what they're doing. They do. They know what they're doing and they know what they're saying. That's why they went to school for 47 years, because they kind of know. Just do it. It may take a little extra work, but it's okay. Just knock it out. Get it done. Because it's gonna save your life. Is what I'm saying. And I just want to move. I ain't got to live like that. I already have nerve damage and muscle weakness. So the little that I do have, I need to keep that. Is all I'm saying. We gonna use that. We gonna milk what I do have, and we gonna magnify that. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Okay, so that's my life with Domo. Now, let's get into my next guest. You already know I just met him literally 30 seconds before we went live. That's how I get down. That's how I get down with the get down. I seen his story on IG and I was like, I need to reach out to him. So I slid in his DMs and I asked him if he'd be on the show. I don't know his story. You already know I don't know his story. But I do know that he is super dope and he rocks. Like that's all we need. So coming to the gracing the stage, Joe. Get on here, my boy. Get on here, my boy. Hey.
How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Good.
So
How are you?
I think it's time to curse and talk about politics. No. We're not going to do that, right? No, that's we're not doing that. Not doing that. Okay. So what we are going to talk about is I am drinking my protein.
Let's
right?
go.
On top of that, I think we need to talk about taco shells. That's just what I would love to talk about.
You're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to be my friend. You over here siding with my family. Siding with my family really heavy. I like you. I love you. I like you. I like you, my dog, already. So for the people in the back, can you tell everyone where you're from and the name of your medical condition?
So initially, I was born in New York, but I've been out in California basically my entire adult life, and I suffered a major hemorrhagic stroke August 4th, 2016.
A stroke?
Yeah. By the way, you were talking about doctors. Listen to doctors. They know significantly more than you do. Do you go to a mechanic and mechanic's like, oh, you're having issues with your engine? You're like, no, I just need to fill the tires. No, listen to your doctor.
Thank you. Because y'all don't want to hear me.
Yeah, I'll also say, not just listen to your doctor. Go to the doctor. I never went to the doctor. I was one of those people. So I grew up super, super poor, and we didn't go to doctors. Doctors was something like you make appointments, and that's what people with money, they do that, right? I came from a household where it's like, well, you just deal with it until you get sick enough to where you go to the emergency room. And then they patch you up and send you home. So that's the way that I grew up. I didn't know what urgent care was up until like 3 years ago. That's embarrassing.
Really?
I didn't even know what that was. Yeah, it's wild. I was like, this is genius. This has been around forever. Amazing. How did I just find out about this? It's amazing. So I had all the telltale signs. I had my stroke 100% could have been prevented. I just never went to the doctor, and I kind of made excuses for all the issues that I had. I just kind of, headaches, migraines run in my family, neck pain, I just slept wrong. I just kept on making excuses. If I would have taken them seriously, I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have had a stroke.
Not his voice.
I appreciate that.
And the hand gesture. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so can we get into how it even began? Like, what happened?
So you mentioned you are going to talk about Jesus, so I won't get too religious. I always joke that I'm a recovering Catholic. So I grew up with a woman who was raised by a woman with the fear of God, not the love. So I carried a lot of guilt growing up. I was taught to never talk about any of your issues. I was taught, oh, you're having problems, you're having troubles, just shove that down. Don't inconvenience anybody. Just shove it down, pretend everything is fine. So I did that for 30 plus years of my life until all of that pressure built up and it burst right basal ganglia in my brain. So my stroke was caused by high blood pressure, and my blood pressure was so high it ruptured my right basal ganglia.
Wow.
So go to the doctors.
And that's
go to the doctors, talk about your problems, and smile more because life is beautiful.
Life is so beautiful, and it's so many things to be grateful for in this life.
Absolutely.
Like, so many things. That is the crazy thing, I think, for me, is the fact that because you kept because you held so much in,
Mhm.
that's what caused such a big thing to happen.
Yeah, it was wild. Like
Literally.
it was really, really wild because I just assumed this is what's crazy, right? So anybody out there who's listening to this, watching this, pain isn't normal. It's not. Like we're not supposed to live life in pain. We're not. So if there is pain, that means that something's wrong. Try to figure out what said thing is and then rectify the situation. I didn't do that. I just assumed that, oh, when you walk, it hurts. That's just how life is. And I'm
Right.
supposed to have these 15-hour migraines where I'm throwing up in the shower. That's normal. It's not normal. None of that stuff is normal. So
It's
it turns out my migraines and all of my families, because I said migraines ran in the family. Turns
yeah.
out high blood pressure, unchecked high blood pressure runs in my family. So I was just the one that got hit with the stroke.
So did you know any of these family symptoms before?
I knew that everybody in my family had migraines. I knew my grandmother used to tie a wet towel around her head. I knew my mom would go in a closet because the light would bother her. I just knew everybody suffered migraines at some point. So I was just like, it's my turn.
Yeah,
That's just
right.
what that is.
Right, right. Man, that's crazy. So when you had the stroke, did it affect you in a way to where you had to kind of restructure your life?
Everything. I've fundamentally changed every aspect of my life since my stroke. So initially, I know the second my stroke happened, like it's wild. Like I felt the rupture in my brain because you'll hear
Really?
this from any stroke survivor. I had the worst headache I've ever had. I did. I had like the worst migraine, and then it's funny. I internally, I heard it, but I also felt I felt a pop, and I was like, oh, and I felt it, and then for a split second, I was like, oh, I feel so much better because all that pressure was gone because it ruptured, and
Yeah.
then a few seconds later every muscle fiber in my body turned to jelly because my brain was filling with blood, which isn't a good thing. So yeah, so that happened there. After my stroke, I was in the hospital for about a month. It affected my memory. I was dory, and I'm still kind of dory every once in a while, but not as bad. My
Yeah.
short-term memory was terrible. Like it was really, really bad. I would just ask the same question. I wouldn't retain anything. On top of that, physically, I suffer from tremors in my right hand. It's not too crazy. It's normally when I exhaust it, like if I'm doing a lot of writing or putting together
Mhm.
IKEA furniture or something. If I exhaust my hand, at the end of the day, it'll start to tremor and it'll make it difficult to do anything. Like I wouldn't be able to use a spoon. I wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to eat. It's for the what's the best way to describe it? It sucks. It sucks really bad.
I
It's
mean,
not fun.
that is great. Okay, so man, like what? That
Well,
wow.
here's my favorite part. For those of you who don't know what a hemorrhagic stroke is, there's two types of, well, there's three, but there's two main types of stroke. An ischemic stroke, which is like a blood clot, will float around. It'll stop blood from getting into your brain, and then you have a stroke, right? The other
Yeah.
one is a hemorrhagic stroke, where the vessel ruptures. Hemorrhagic strokes, it's I'm not supposed to be this.
Yeah.
This isn't normal. So basically, 1 out of 4 people survive a hemorrhagic stroke. I'm 1 in 4. The 25%, the 1 in 4 that survive, the deficits are severe. So this isn't normal. I went to my girlfriend's brother's. Wait, I gotta say this right because I always say it wrong. She didn't marry her brother. She officiated her brother's wedding. So she officiated her brother's wedding, and they're on the other side of the family. They have some neurologists, people in the neuro
Yeah.
field. They heard about my stroke, what type it was. When I was walking up to them, they were looking at me like I was an alien. They like was
Really?
just looking at me up and down really intensely, and I'm like, "Is everything okay?" And
Right, like what happened?
literally, it was like this shouldn't be like this. Doesn't make any sense with the type of stroke that I had. So I'm feeling super blessed, and I kind of feel like I made it back for a reason.
Oh yeah, hands down. Hands down. Like that is amazing because if first of all, if something bursts in your brain, that's already something very severe. So for you to even be talking,
Yeah,
even comprehending, like, and you're standing up, like what?
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like it makes no sense. And I'm just thankful I'm here and as functional as I am.
That's all God. Like I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Like that's all God. Like that's the type of stuff that he does. That's why he's amazing. Jackie, I see you. Keisha, I see you. I love y'all. Um, I think I think for me, the I don't want to say funny, but
No, no,
the
no. I love the funny. The what happened to us. We could go two ways. You could be real bitter and angry, everything sucks, or you go the other way where it's like, it's kind of funny. So I stick with the kind of funny.
yeah, because okay, the reason why I say that is because like I've been through a lot, like as you have, and I feel like we don't see the extremity
Mhm.
of it from other people's view. We're just like, yeah, we
Yes.
went through it. Okay, yeah. Just like how when your family looked at you when you walked in, you was like, did I miss something? Like what
Right.
y'all looking at? And it's so funny because it's just like we were built for it to handle such severity, like such strong stuff that
Yes.
other people
Okay.
are just like, do you know what you just been through?
All right, Domo, we're going to get along great because I said this for a long time. Early in recovery, you meet people. You meet people who have things happen to them and they're struggling. They're angry. They're
Yeah.
upset. They haven't accepted it. They haven't accepted that this is life, and they're just stuck in the "I wish I was," and instead of like, no, but I'm here. I early on, thank goodness, I accepted what this was. Radical acceptance. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And then I started to think, why me? Because a lot of my friends in the community, half of their body decimated. Some of them, can't swallow. Some of them can't eat, can't see. All these things. And I'm thinking, why me? Why me? And then I started like, what? Why did this happen to me? Why am I so functional? Why did this happen? Why did I lose my ability to remember things? All these things. And I started thinking, I was like, you know what? I think it happened to me because I can take it. I think it happened to us because we can handle this. There are other people who, if this happened to them, they would crumble under the weight because this is heavy. Just because we
Yeah.
carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. You and I, we were built for this. That's why it happened to us.
That's so true. Like, and I agree with you 1000%. Everybody can't carry this weight and look like we're still strong. I don't even want to say look like because we are
Right.
strong, but look as if yeah we can take this like it's nothing to a boss. You feel me? Like it's nothing.
Right,
Like
right,
this is
right. Yeah,
like
we're,
this is
we're,
what
we're battle tested. We're built for this.
we're built. We're built for this. Like this is lightweight to us. This is a cold.
Right. Exactly. What's funny is I actually have a cold right now, and it sucks. It sucks so bad. I went through and I survived a major hemorrhagic stroke, and I'm complaining about a cold. It's wild.
Let me tell you the funniest thing because I say this to my mom all the time. I'm just like, Mom, I went through chemo, I went through radiation, I went through brain tumor, I went through blah 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 blah. If I injure my foot, I'm just like, Lord
I'm
help me.
out.
Why?
I'm
Why?
out. I'm the
Why?
same way.
I'm like the lightweight
That's
stuff
really
I
funny.
can't handle, but the heavy stuff I'm like, let me fall asleep real quick.
Yeah, oh my God. Why does it feel like I've known you forever, Domo?
God, that's how we get down. Like that's how we get
I
down.
like that. I like that. We are built
I
different.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jackie, because you already know build different, 100%. You feel me? Um, so for you, after you came to the realization, all right, this is how I am. This is what happened. Did you have to go through any physical therapy? Did you have to do a major like
Yes.
transformation?
Okay, so I woke up in a brand new brain and body. A lot of people don't understand what that's like. It's shocking. Like it was like an out of body experience. Like I'm looking at myself. I gotta say, it was one of the best diets ever. Just have a stroke. I lost 35 pounds. I didn't even need to do anything. No, no,
Did
no, no, no. Don't have a stroke. Just work
don't have
out
a
for
stroke
sure.
though.
I woke up, I was 35 pounds lighter because I hadn't moved. I was in bed. I was bedridden for a month. And so all my muscles basically atrophied. I had to rebuild everything. I had to learn how to walk, and patience was not one of my virtues. So I wanted to do more. My first physical therapist, he saved my recovery. And if anybody out there that's struggling with recovery, listen to my physical therapist. because I pushed too hard. I was
Mhm.
standing, so I wanted to walk. I was walking, so I wanted to jog. I was jogging, so I wanted, like, I'm like, let's go. I want to keep going.
Yeah.
And he kept telling me, you have to be patient. And he said, you're going to have to be patient, show patience, or you will forever be a patient. And I was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the hospital. I hate the hospital. I was like, okay, I'm gonna slow down. And it
Yeah.
helped. It helped my recovery. Anytime I pushed a little bit too hard, I remember, you know what? It's a long game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my time. So I did physical therapy, inpatient physical therapy for several months or so, about a year, I think. Then I did outpatient physical therapy for another few months. I did inpatient occupational therapy for a year, and then outpatient occupational therapy for another 2 years. That was the one because for my memory, for my hand, for all that stuff. It was intense, but I'm happy for every moment I went through
Yeah, I definitely listen. The therapy life. I matter of fact, I got therapy on Thursday. Minute.
it.
So I understand the therapy, and I understand. I give credit, so much credit, to therapists because
Yes.
they teach you not only like the physical aspects of life, but like your mental. Because like you said, like when you're coming from a natural body, like a regular mobile body,
Right.
and then you have extremities to where that's like totally like out the picture, and you got to start fresh.
Mhm.
Sometimes our bodies, I don't even say our bodies, our mindset is, okay, why, like, can I just walk? Like,
Right.
what are we doing? Can I
Right.
just, but the therapists teach you that it is a marathon, like it's not a sprint. And it
No.
teaches you to slow down, because I got issues with slowing down. I just be like, okay, I can go here, yeah, I can go here. And my body like, girl, what you doing? Sit down.
Yeah, you look, you have to figure out your rhythm. It's like a dance, right?
Yeah.
It's like a song. It's a rhythm. You have to figure out what that rhythm is, you know. And at the beginning, I was awkwardly dancing. There was no rhythm. It was just I'm just trying to get from point A to point B, you know. But I was able to slow down because a lot of it, it's not just physical. To be honest, the physical is like the smallest part of
It's
recovery.
1%.
Really.
It's
So I say
literally
that to
1%.
people, and people can't comprehend that. They don't understand that. It's like, no, it's all your mind. It really is. I'm a big fan of our minds can create our realities.
Oh yeah.
And I really feel that like it's my mind that helped me get to this point, you know. And once I figured that out, I was able to dance instead of just like awkwardly bounce around.
No, I definitely agree. I think that's very true, because we already have physical discrepancies. Like, okay, that's already, we already got that intact. Like, that's our mindset. We got it. Now, what can we do with what we do have though?
Right.
And that's where the mindset kicks in, because it reminds us that, yeah, we do have a setback, or um a discrepancy and limitation in one area, but that doesn't limit us from other things. Like, that enhances us. I feel like our limitation enhances so many other gifts and talents that we do have.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Look, you said it's a lot of things that I agree with for sure. One thing I didn't like, I don't like the term setbacks. I don't like that. I don't like this. It's negative. So I replaced that, and it's helped me a lot in my recovery. When you have a setback, it's oh man, I fell back. So it's harder
Right.
to get moving forward from a setback. I changed
Yeah.
that. Hiccup. It's just hiccup. That's all it is,
I like it.
right? So
I
much
like it.
easier to come back. Ah, it's just a little hiccup. It's fine. It's like, oh, so geez. It's like there's a lot of like effort to come back
Yeah.
from a setback. It's not a lot. It was just a hiccup. It wasn't a big deal. And
Right.
you know, when it comes to like mindset, it's not what you don't have. It's what you do have. It's what you focus on, right? So it's half glass empty, half full, right? I
Right.
used to be super, I was the worst. Again, recovering Catholic. So it was the glass is half empty and the other half is probably poison. That's like the way that I grew up. Now I'm basically, I've been called obnoxiously positive. So, and that's what I think we should be. It's, yeah,
Yeah.
I miss the way that I used to function. I do. But I mourned that version of myself. That was Joe 1.0. That person unfortunately passed away August 4th, 2016. That person doesn't exist anymore. And this is where I think a lot of us struggle. Yeah, but I want to be that old person. It's like, yeah, but that old person's gone. And it's not a bad thing. It's not bad. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Right.
I am now Joe 2.0. Like, I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I'm trying to be the evolved version of Joe 1.0. So How
Right.
in any world is that bad? How is that lesser than?
Right.
It's not. It's
That's
better
so
than. So
true. So
just
true.
because I can't do certain things doesn't mean that the version of me is lesser than. If anything, I'm superior.
Right. And my thing is, if we didn't go through the things that we went through, if we didn't have that hiccup,
Mm-hmm.
how much limitation, we would be limited.
Here,
Like I wouldn't,
especially.
man, I would not be here. I would not have the mindset that I have. I would not be able to accomplish anything that I've accomplished if I didn't go through anything medical. Like everything I do
Yes.
now is because of my disability. Like
Right.
everything I do now stems from my trial. Everything.
That's the word. The word just popped up. I was literally just going to say, Domo, you know what we have? We have this brand new perspective that so many people out in the world don't have. You
Yes.
know, there's as much as people like, oh, it must have been horrible. Sarah was like, I wrote a blog my first year out of recovery, and it was called "The Stroke That Saved My Life" because it didn't take from me; it saved it. It gave me. It helped me become the version of myself that I think I was truly meant to be.
Yes.
I think you and I, we kind of have a cheat code. I'm a gamer, so like we kind of have like a little bit of a cheat code in life. We see things differently. So I
Yeah.
look back at some of my people, and I'm like, is this what we're arguing about? Is this what we're focused on?
Thank you.
Important to you? Wow, that's crazy. And I started to think that used to
Man.
be so important to me. That used to be everything to me. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. So I have the best description for us. Okay, you and
Let's get it.
I'm not talking to the normies. That's what I
Yeah,
call people
yeah,
without
yeah.
brain injuries and
Y'all can
issues.
eavesdrop. Y'all can
Yeah, yeah,
eavesdrop.
yeah. You guys can sit in. Okay.
Okay.
So here it is. You and I, we were caterpillars, right?
Right,
We
right.
used to crawl around in the dirt with everybody else.
Yeah.
We had what happened to us. We've evolved. We are now beautiful butterflies soaring through the sky, right? Our old some of the people that we used to grow up with, some of the people we used to be around, they don't necessarily kind of understand where we're at now, right? I don't know
Yeah.
if it's happened to you. I'm sure it has. I'm sure you might have lost a few people along the way. Those people are used to talking to caterpillar version of you, right? They don't understand what it's like to soar through the sky. They're talking about like, man, it's great crawling in dirt. It's like, but the sky is beautiful. They're like, I don't even know what that is. So it's really sad. Like, there's a lot of people I had to leave behind. It is. It
Yeah.
sucks. They can evolve. They can spread their wings and they can come join me. Right. Here's the thing. You and I, we can't go back to crawling in the dirt. We've evolved.
And I don't even if I had the choice, I don't even want to.
Right.
Because I've seen so much better.
So there's a common question that's been asked to me and a lot of people in our community, right? If you had an opportunity to go back and just make this brain injury never happened, this life altering situation never happened, would you like make that happen? Would you press that button? And I say no, no.
No.
And people don't understand that. People don't, yeah, but you struggle for so much. Your memory, the people you've lost, the time you've lost, physically, like all these things. And I'm like, yeah, but that's what I've lost. I've gained so
Right.
much more, so much more.
And that's where the perspective is. A lot
Yeah.
of people like, man, you lost, you left, you yeah, but what have I gained because of my loss? I've picked up so much more because I had to drop some stuff.
Yes.
I picked up like crazy. And now my perspective is so much more sharp and keen to where the things that, like you said earlier, like the things that are worrisome to you don't
Mhm.
even bother me.
At all. That's nothing. Like that's concerning to other like when people get angry. Oh my gosh. So I live in California. I'm not really sure where you live. Where do
I'm
you live?
in Cali too. I'm in Cali.
Yay! What part of Cali? We gotta hang out.
Like Moreno Valley.
Oh, you're like way over there. I'm in Chatsworth. I'm basically LA
Oh,
proper.
you
Yeah. Yeah, I'm way over here.
real.
So you understand California road rage, right? Like, because most California drivers suck. So just seeing people react to people doing stupid things is people get so infuriated so quickly. They're so angry. They're so upset. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. If
Nah.
anything, I'm looking at these people and I'm like, man, that must have been how they raised. I don't know. Like,
I
what,
was like,
that's
man.
what you chose to do.
Right.
But
Like, why are you mad?
we see things through a different lens, and I love
Yeah,
that. I would never take that away.
so true. I agree. I agree so much because I'm just like, man, I'm glad that I went through what I went through because it wouldn't have pushed me to see beyond my limitations. Like now,
Yes.
I'm limited, but I don't have no limits no more.
I was gonna say, Domo, what limitations? I don't know
I don't have no
limitations.
limitations. When I was able bodied, when I didn't have all the stuff I'm dealing with
Mhm.
tumors and all that jazz, that's when I was limited because I'm like everybody else. Now I can prove to people how what y'all see is so much wrong than who I am.
Right, right. Well, look, and you know what's funny? I don't have necessarily a lot of physical. Like, you can't look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, clearly that dude had a brain
Right.
injury."
Yeah.
It's mostly, it's a lot of real subtle things, you know. So I have the, yeah, but you look so good. You look so normal. I'm like, oh my gosh, when people say that, it drives me
What does
crazy because,
normal look like?
well, my immediate response is, because I'm not very nice sometimes, is, wow, you don't look so ignorant, but here
Right.
we are. Because look, looks, it's they're only skin deep. You know what I mean? Like, it's this
Yeah.
affected everything about my life. It's our brain. It's
Yeah.
our it's our hard drive. It's everything to us. We have, a lot of us in the community, like myself, right? I have invisible disabilities, right?
Mhm.
You can't see a lot of the things that happen to me. I'm constantly overwhelmed,
Yeah.
constantly overstimulated. When
Yeah.
people, like, I'll freak out every once in a while, mostly because everything's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
People, wow, you got really, amped up really quickly. I'm like, you guys don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, normally you wake up at a zero, and then something happens, something else happens, something, and then you slowly build up, and it's like, oh, I'm ready to blow up. I wake up every single day halfway there,
Yes.
every day. So it takes a lot less for me to go overboard. People don't see that. People don't understand that because, to be honest, people don't care to take the time to talk and understand it.
Yeah. They don't want to know.
No, no, it's difficult. Well, I know why. I figured it out. I figured out life, Domo. I figured it out. People are very uncomfortable with not understanding, right?
That
There always
that's
has to be some kind of thing. So,
yes.
you have a broken leg. Oh, I sprained my ankle once. It was terrible, so I understand, right?
Yes.
You can't compare anything to a brain injury unless you have a brain injury. You just can't. But, but people do it constantly, constantly.
Oh my gosh.
The neuro fatigue is something that is inexplainable. Like, you can't understand what it's like to have, like, when the neuro fatigue kicks in, when the brain fog kicks in, it makes no sense. When you're
Yeah.
tired, you go to sleep, you wake up, you're refreshed. When the fatigue kicks in, when the neuro fatigue kicks in, you can sleep 20 hours and wake up just as fatigued.
Tired.
It doesn't go away, and it makes no sense. So this is where the comparison's coming in, right? So, like, a normie will say, oh man, you're tired. I get it. I had a double shift. I went to the gym. I went to pick up the kids. Man, I'm exhausted. And I'm like, yeah, I woke up. So I mean, like, that's
Like that
people
is
don't
so
understand.
true. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand that because I had a
Yeah,
brain tumor, so I understand.
yeah,
I understand what that's like, and I'm just like, don't compare and try to sympathize when I'm saying I'm tired or when I'm saying like my body's just shutting down. You worked a 12-hour shift. Oh, you drove to San Diego. You drove, and I'll be tired too. It's no comparison. I
it's
went to the
not.
bathroom.
It's right.
That's it.
Right. What's funny is, so the best comparison, I think, I've helped out a lot of normies. Um, we can watch war movies, right? We can
Yeah.
play Call of Duty. We can do these things. We have no idea what it's like to be at war because we're not soldiers. How uncomfortable would it be if I walked up to a guy who just got back from war and was like, man, I know exactly what you feel like.
Make you want to. No, you don't.
Right, right. Like, it makes no sense, but that happens to us every single day. Every
Every
single day, somebody's comparing. It's like, you can't compare. Just don't do it. Just don't do
yeah,
it. Just be cool.
You can't. You can never compare. Jackie, I see you. Yeah, brain fog is real. Like it
Oof.
really is real. It's something that's invisible, but it's very real. Um,
The
you
the
can.
fog is perfect. The when it comes to fog, like it, you're in a fog. That's what
Yes.
it feels like when brain fog hits me. And again, here's the comparison. We talk about not being able to compare. I can't really compare to you. You can't compare to me. I understand much closer than anybody, and so do you.
Yeah.
But we still can't compare. I can't be like, oh, it's not that bad. I've had it worse. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know how you deal with things. you know,
Right. And what I don't want people for those that are able bodied, that are full able bodied, this is what I want you guys.
normies.
Just because we have medical conditions and we're trying to explain or you ask a question, you don't have to combat or respond with something that you feel like relates to make us
Yeah,
feel better.
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
it doesn't
Like
at all.
it'll never.
If anything, so here's the harsh truth. We'll make fun of you like we're doing right now. 100%. I'm messaging people. I'm calling people. I'm like, man, this person just like I will 100% make fun of you. I'll tell
Yes.
you to your face. I'll be like, well, it's not really a comparison, and then I'll immediately tell the entire community how ignorant that statement you just made was. I'll do that. I'll say it.
That, yeah, please avoid getting your feelings hurt because we have very tough skin
Yeah.
and we have no problem letting you know how off you sound by saying that you understand when all you had was an elbow. You're like you scratch your elbow.
Yeah, your ears will be burning all day because I will be making fun of you constantly and telling
Hey,
everybody in great detail the ignorance that just flowed out of your face.
don't come. You don't have to compare to make us feel better. Listen, just listen. Listen.
Just listen.
Don't listen to respond. Listen to understand.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, we don't. You can't understand. You
Yeah.
can't. Here's the thing is, I'm glad you can't understand. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
happy that you have no idea what this feels like
Yeah.
because it's horrible. So living
Right.
with a brain injury, you've heard people, man, is so bad. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It's so bad. I would wish it on my worst enemy. They're your worst enemy. Why would you not want them to feel something this horrific? It's it's really
Oh gosh, that is so funny. Yeah, it's definitely no joke for sure, for sure.
fatigue. When the fatigue hits, you're done. You're
Yeah,
just done. And it comes out of nowhere sometimes. Sometimes it'll be 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it'll be a day or two.
yeah,
You never know,
and you
and
just gotta wait it out.
you
You gotta
do.
wait. Time.
You do. The brain fog too. So brain fog, when it hits me, I can't process things. I
Hmm.
don't know about you, but like when the brain fog hits me, when I say I can't process things, I don't understand the words that are coming out, and I can't find the words to respond because
Yeah,
everything is basically in a bit of a fog. And it makes no sense. I like to think that I'm, pretty articulate person.
yeah,
When I'm foggy, I can't put two words together because I don't understand. And I'm not a dumb person. I'm an idiot, but I'm not a dumb person. So when somebody's asking me a very simple question, they'll just say, where's the kitchen? And I won't understand what's being said. Like really, like it's foreign words. Like all the words are there, but they don't make any sense. It's like
right.
hieroglyphics. It's crazy. It's something that I can't really explain. But brain fog is no joke.
Yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke. It's not anything to play with.
No.
So for those, like again, for those that are full able bodied, we don't expect you to understand everything, but hear us out. Just listen. Just take the time to want to learn.
Yeah.
Just take the time, even if you never ever understand what we deal with and what we're going through.
Right.
Take the time to want to
Yeah,
learn.
look, here's the thing. You can't understand. That's
Yeah,
that's first and foremost. You can't. Just the understanding that you will never understand. That's cool. Just trying to understand.
yeah,
Again, I'll mention military again. I don't know what it's like to go through war, but I will listen to a soldier tell his story and really do my best to sympathize. I can't empathize, but I can
yeah.
sympathize. Wow, that sounds terrible. I'm not going to say I get it because I
Right.
don't. I don't. I'm just like, man. that sounds terrible. Let me buy you a drink. Yep. That's it.
Real, like that's true. Man, listen, thank you so much for
Of
being on the
course.
show. Like you're so dope, bro. You're
Domo, we
so
became family instantly. This is great.
I know. Listen, I want you to tell people like where they can find you. Like, what are you doing? What like we want to know.
So I you can find me on the socials, on the Instagrams. I'm most active. I'm doing pretty good on TikTok, but man, those comments can be toxic. Good
Yeah,
gosh. It's a
yeah.
lot. So you could reach out to me at Joso Rocks on all the socials. I'm the host of the Neuro Nerds podcast, which is a podcast about brain injury recovery through everything pop culture. I also have a brain injury recovery coaching program, it's the USO Rock recovery program. I'm going to be in San Francisco on the 18th talking at the TAF Walk. The TAF is the AVM and Aneurysm Foundation, and they do like this big giant walk thing. So if anybody's going to be up in San Francisco area, want to say hi, come say hi. Pretty nice
That
guy, really
was
tall too. Don't be shocked. I'm 6'2". People are always really weird. I am. I tell people the same thing. Two things when you meet me. I'm 6'2", and I'm a lot of energy. And then when they meet me, the first thing they're like, "Oh my God, you're tall." I'm like, "Yeah, I told you." And they're like, "Oh my God, you're a lot of energy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I told you.
gave
I gave
you
you a
those
warning."
two. Yeah. I literally gave you those two from jump. Like to prepare yourself. Yo, listen, you guys follow him. What he's doing is amazing. Like absolutely amazing. You already know you're stuck with me. I mean, I don't
Hey,
know what
we're in this, Domo. We're in this.
we're in this for life, bro. Like we're in this for life. Follow him at follow him on all social medias at Joe Rocks. Boom.
Joso Rocks.
Joe So Rocks. Gabe, change that. Joe So Rocks. Oh, it is. I need to change what I'm saying. He wrote it right. Joe So Rocks. Yes, follow him on everything. And I already follow you, so I'm looking at I'm looking at all your stuff. Thank you again so much for being a guest on the show. Like I definitely appreciate it. I don't take it lightly. And thank you for being on while you're sick. Like this is
Hey,
what we
I
do.
will do anything and everything for our community. I'm honored that you invited me on. I had a great time. Thank you for being as amazing as you are. You're a rock star.
That's it. That's all. Rock star. Let's go. Are you ready for the before you go question?
I am.
Okay, because I don't know it either. Gabe, let us know what would you rather have telepathy or
Ooh,
oh
ooh, damn, that's
telepathy
good. That's
telekinesis?
good. And being like, being like a neuro nerd, this
I
like
know
speaks to me at my core, man.
that hit me too. I was like,
You
oh,
know, telepathy would be dope. It really would. I think just like telekinesis, come on, just moving stuff from across. Do you know how much of a jerk I could be? Oh, telekinesis, 100%.
especially when you have brain fog.
Right.
Over. Yo, it's over. I'm like, oh, sorry, the brain fog. I don't even know what I was. Sorry, my bad. Yo, that's hilarious. So telekinesis got you.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all. Thank you again so much. Dave's gonna put you in the back, and then we're gonna end the show, and we're gonna be out. Love you.
Awesome. Love you right back. You're a rock star.
Thank you. Yo, I told y'all. I told y'all my guess is too legit to quit. I told y'all. Thank you, everyone. Everyone, thank you so much for hopping on, commenting. Like I definitely appreciate it. You guys taking the time. His story was amazing. Follow him at Joso Rocks on everything. Boom. All right, let's get into the sponsors. Whoop, whoop. First one. First one. The Ashley N and Co. For those women that want to look nice, casual, comfy, the Ashley N and Co. on IG and Facebook page, The Everyday Woman. Next up, what we got? Harris Transportation LLC for those people that want their freights transported from one location to another. Professional, affordable. Holla at them. Contact 951 area code 472-3376 or email Chris Harris 763 at yahoo.com. Next up, what we got? Raw regimen. Let's go for the naturals. This is natural healing and wellness. Listen, y'all get some because I be using it. That's all I'm saying. For the natural healing and wellness, please visit www.therawregimen.com and or www.iuraw.com. Last one, what we got? Ah, sisters of something. Yeah. I need to make that a whole song, okay? These are for the women to gather empowerment to do greater than you were yesterday. That's what we do around Sisters of Substance. And I'm a part of this. Visit on IG, Sisters of Substance, and on Facebook, Sisters of Substance. Y'all get into that. And let me tell y'all, all these are Black-owned businesses. Like, come on, we doing great things. All right, church announcements. So next Tuesday, we will be live. You already know, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I want to see y'all. I just want to see y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to say every episode because I don't take it lightly. And also, if you want to be a guest on the show, you have to have a disability or a limitation. You have to. Or you have to be an essential caregiver. If you want to be a guest on the show, or if you want to become a sponsor, visit www.one, the word, billionbrave.com. Holla at me. Okay? Until next time, we out. Thank y'all. I love y'all. Gabe, you already know what to do. Get me out of here. Get me out of